Okay, I have a kind of a follow-up question for that, which is on the question of food, the food crisis. The mayors put out their end-of-year report every December, and this one, taking a cross-section of the United States with 25 different cities, they're looking at more and more people within the cities going to the different food pantries. This is increased in every single one of those cities polled except for one. The food pantries themselves are running low, and you have the situation where people are getting more cheap food, which has less nutritional value. So at the city level, we see this, and most of the mayors expect it to get worse. And as we've covered on the LPAC site, looking nationally and internationally, we're looking at a actual concrete shortage in grains. Now, there is a agricultural website which published the following yesterday. They said, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor, 2/3 of the country is classified as abnormally dry or experiencing some level of drought. The most severe level of exceptional drought happens to be over the Ogallala Aquifer, which is the irrigation source for more than a quarter of the United States. Now, with a large portion of the hay and corn supply produced in this region, conditions here will influence the cost of feed and the cost of production for dairy producers already. Already, cow numbers are dropping by the thousands in the West and the Southwest. For California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, the total decline in cow numbers is more than the rest of the country combined. Now, while dry conditions raise havoc domestically, a leading dairy exporter to the south is experiencing the opposite extreme. Rainfall and flooding in Argentina have pushed out the planting, and with the worldwide grain stores already low, a potential shortage could mean an even greater vulnerability when it comes to input costs. So there's been a lot of coverage of milk prices, as an example, being close to doubling. And during the entire time, the Farm Bill is just sitting there in the Congress. And it's not like this crisis has just come out of nowhere. The entire year we've had a lot of extreme weather, a lot of warnings from all sides, and the Obama administration has done nothing, whether it's in the case of the Army Corps of Engineers who could come in to do emergency things, or putting a moratorium on the ethanol mandate. These kinds of things, Obama has done nothing. So I'd like to address this food crisis because it's coming more to the surface.
Right. Well, first of all, the whole thing is a fraud. So it's not worthwhile considering some of the arguments that are being made or reports that are being made, because the whole thing is a fraud. The first thing we're going to have to do right now, as of tomorrow morning or any proximate time, we're going to cancel the use of edible food for synthetic fuels. We'll just cancel the whole program. No more synthetic fuels using materials which are edibles, essentially, using sources of food. We are not going to do that. We're not going to convert food into gasoline or anything resembling it. You want gasoline, you're going to have to buy it on a separate market. You're not going to take food and transform that into fuel. That's being foolish, very foolish. So that's the point in this thing. This must be canceled immediately. Now, this is going to cause a big ruckus. But the problem is we have not had any options to encourage the sane citizens of the United States, who are getting hungrier and hungrier and more in danger of starving, in order to feed the egos of stupid people who think that by lowering the productivity of labor that you're going to increase the production of food. So the whole green program is going to be scrapped in large degree, all these features of it. The first thing we're going to do is cancel all this substitutes by converting fuel into fools, and fools into fuels. So that's the point. Don't fool with this. Cancel it. It has to be canceled tomorrow morning. Everything that Obama is insisting on has to be canceled tomorrow morning on that issue. We are not going to starve either our people, nor are we going to starve the livestock on which that depends, nor are we going to continue to destroy the sources of foodstuffs which are grown in our territory and developed in our territory. That's canceled. Take them out, hang them out. Use the guillotine, whatever it's to do. Get rid of that stuff because it has to be done now. Too many human lives depend upon doing that. And we want the people who want to do it to tell us how many people they want to kill and how much they're going to be convicted of for doing it.